Hola, soy el Lorax. Hablo por los árboles. So what I'm doing here in Buenos Aires is I'm volunteering with an organization called Voluntario Global. Originally, I had signed up to just, help be a teacher's helper in a classroom for 3 weeks, and then decided that it was probably a good idea for me to, one, have a partner, and then also to, go outside my comfort zone. So I am actually going to be part of the communications, the media team at Voluntario Global. So that'll give me the opportunity to see all of the different projects that VG is doing. They're part of over 20 different community projects that Voluntario Global helps fund and helps, find volunteers for, which is absolutely amazing. I'm, again, getting outside my comfort zone, and I think it's really awesome that I get to, edit videos, write articles, and do things that, I'm not used to doing, but it's very exciting and it's very wonderful. And I'm learning a whole lot being in Argentina. I wish that my high school Spanish teacher actually taught me how to communicate in Spanish instead of actually how to skip class. I love all of the art in Argentina. I love that most museums and, places of creativity are pretty much free. But I also love that the buildings everywhere, there's art. There's just colors and beautiful paintings and expressions and statements that are made through street art. And it's not graffiti. There's no negative connotation when it comes to all of the beautiful paintings that are, all around the streets. And it's actually quite wonderful because it helps me navigate the city by all the pictures that I see every day. And it's just wonderful to see that a place with so much culture, so much beauty, still has, the ability and the freedom, the creative freedom, to, just make art anywhere that you want, because that is exactly what it is. Art and love, everything is everywhere. I know I said this while I was in China, and I am going to say it again. Immersion in a culture, immersion in a language is the best way to learn how to actually communicate using something else other than English. I am learning a lot about how to communicate in Spanish. Obviously, there leaves a lot to be desired. But I'm also learning, communication skills that are unspoken. And it's absolutely wonderful to, read peace and read kindness in others, as well as, understand, how to order in another language and, ask where the bathroom is and, all of those things. As much as I love Argentina and, I love the culture, I love that there's a lot of really great things that are happening here. Obviously, just like any city in the world, there's a lot to be desired when it comes to the environment. I saw so much trash everywhere, so much trash in the water. I saw trash on the streets, and, it was all just, combining into just everything, this one huge just pile. And something that I saw that was very interesting that I was not a huge fan of was the bins. There's a lot of trash bins around. However, they're very small, so they get overfull very easily. And then they also don't have a top or anything. And then there's also kind of like baskets where people put their trash. So either way, whether it's a normal trash bin or like a basket trash bin, either way, the trash that is in the bin gets everywhere because wind and, open space. You can definitely tell the quality of water here as well because one, every single restaurant that I went to, when I asked for water, they didn't even offer me a pitcher or anything or ask me if I wanted tap water. They automatically gave me a bottle of water, which killed my soul. But at the same time, I'm also not going to risk my health. So as much as I don't want to talk about this next part, I think it's very important too because one, it means that I've learned something. And then two, it also means that this whole crazy adventure needs to change. And so one, I've learned that things change. And so it also always is very important for me, wherever I am, to be aware of my surroundings and aware of, kind of signs from the universe, I guess you can say. And so I had a very big sign from the universe. I was walking with my friend in a very, very public, lit, busy part of the city of Buenos Aires. And a man came up and hit me very hard on my left side and stole my phone that was on my backpack. And I'm very grateful that he didn't try and steal my backpack, because that had a lot of more valuables other than just a phone. But it also made me reflect on, I've learned so much. I've been in 5 different time zones in 4 different countries and 3 different continents. I think this is a sign from the universe that I need to go home at least for a little bit in order to kind of reflect on everything that I've learned and what my next steps are. So this will allow me to see my family. It will allow me to go to my professor's memorial service who passed away while I was gone. It's going to allow me to volunteer and, reach out to the community more, because I'll have that time. I don't need to make a huge carbon impact by flying everywhere in order to learn farming, in order to learn tree planting, in order to learn, the environment is beautiful. I can do that at home. And so I'm taking this as a sign that I'm going home, and I'm really excited that I get to, continue on this adventure, because the adventure is never over. The learning never stops. The education never stops. The speaking for the trees never stops. And I just get to do it in a different way that I had planned.
I'm not going to let just one bad moment that happened bring me down to a really unnecessary level. I know that I like being silly. I know that I like making people smile. I know that I like learning. I know that I like helping the planet, and I know I like combine all those things. So why can't I, let things just happen and let things fall the way they are, and just listen to the universe and know that I'm protected and I am just guided by love and the planet. And as long as I keep those in my mind, I know that everything is going to work out exactly how it should.
I have learned a lot of things in Argentina, and I think one of the most important things is that no matter what happens in my life or what happens in the world, as long as I care and as long as I keep moving forward, then me as a presence and me as, who I am and what my spirit decides to be is still going to make a change. And so I have a writing journal page, and this is a very special one because it has lots of words. And it's inspired by in La Playa, basically the main area where the Congress is and stuff like that in Buenos Aires. There was this huge statue, and so this writing journal page is inspired by that, but I made my own version because I don't think we should be putting people on pedestals. I think we should be putting trees on pedestals. And so I have a tree right up here, and then flying hearts because love, and then the Lorax is right here, and then an owl is right here because owls are very wise. And a very wise person once said to me, "A wise old owl sat on an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we like that wise old bird?" And so I try to be kind of like the owl and just take a step back and listen a lot. And then in the middle here, it says una nación indivisible, because one nation, we are all one, we are all part of this one, and we are all not indivisible. And so at the bottom here is kind of like a rendition of Mother Earth, and she's looking very, very adamantly at you. There's writing on top of it, and it says, "Feel the wind, gracias viento. See the trees, Gracias, árboles. Breathe the air. Gracias, Addie. Taste the water. Gracias, agua. Hear the love. Gracias, amor. Because no matter what language that you speak, no matter, what you learn or where you are in life, it's always good to say thank you. And it's always good to be very grateful. And I'm very grateful for this trip and whatever change and whatever the universe brings. And so thank you very much and stay tuned.